Hi, Yvonne. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today.
Thanks, Amelia. It's great to have the opportunity to tell you all how I feel about this whole program. So, yes.
I'm so blessed. I am just really so blessed. Your journey, it has blown me away, to be brutally honest. You have worked so hard. So I'd like to spend a bit of time today just to go over a bit of that and what you've achieved in the last 12 months. I think it's been 12 months now.
Yeah.
So if you wouldn't mind, would you tell us a little bit about who you are, about what you do, all those sorts of things?
Okay, so I'm a mum, I'm a wife. I've got a couple of teenage children in different schools. I run my own private bookkeeping company, and I'm going to try and get some study done as well.
Okay.
So busy person with busy life, and that used to get put on the back burner quite a lot because of all that busyness going on. I can't see it stopping anytime soon, but yeah, that's me. I like to get out and about and do different things, and family opportunities and family, things to go and do with my parents or just husband and the kids. So, yeah.
Wow, you're certainly very busy, aren't you?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So tell us a little bit about your journey on the Unfit family. So you've kind of been in the loop with us for about 12 months. Why did you reach out to us?
Okay. My daughter's graduation was the catalyst, because I had to go and buy something, and it was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? When I tried things on, because over that year prior, things just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was really, really not happy with the way I was at my daughter's graduation. So, and you were a lovely teacher at our school at the time.
Thanks.
So we had a bit of a chat, and you said, keep an eye out for things in the new year. And I thought, yep, next year's probably the time to do it, which was January last year. So I kept an eye on your pages, and I joined the first shred, which I never thought I would actually complete. The first day was, I don't know, I just thought, how can I fit all this food in? So my habits were bad before that. We used to pick quick and easy meals on the run. There was never any planning. And then you get into that whole vicious cycle that I've got to do something, but I don't have the time, blah, 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 blah. And I think it come down to I wasn't accountable to anything at that time, and I was putting everybody else before me. So I thought, no, I need to start looking at that and spending some time on myself in order to be able to do stuff with the rest of family, which I was really struggling just to go out and throw the ball around in the backyard and that sort of thing. Just going for a walk was a major feat for me at that point. So I knew I had to do something for my health, and I knew I had to do something for my mental health as well. So that's the point that I got to, that I had to do something to change and such. So and then you, beautiful lady, come on the scene with your lovely programs and Facebook family. So yes.
Oh wow, thank you. I'm so grateful for that lovely review. But I think what needs to be noticed here is that you are the one that did the hard work. You've done that, and you noticed that at some point you felt like things needed to change.
Yeah.
And when you talk about you couldn't go for a walk with your family or hang with the kids outside, what was it that happened there for you? Like, what would happen if you tried to do that?
Well, my husband used to go for a 5K walk. So we used to walk across to a park, and then we'd do a loop of the park and walk back. Now, if I did that, I would get home and I'd be taking Nurofen because my hips would ache, my ankles would ache. And then I would drive across to the park and do the 2.5K loop. that was better, but I used to still have aching joints after that. So, and then I wouldn't be able to do anything when I got back. So that was the biggest thing that I thought, I'd never been that unfit, never had those problems before. You know, I'd run around with the kids for, 2 minutes and I'd be out of breath, and I'd not want to do it anymore. So they're the things that really needed to change. So that's what I chose to do.
Yeah.
So.
And how does that look now?
Oh, I can play outside with the kids. We can throw the netball at the netball ring for an hour, and play a bit of half court with them, and it's fun. We have laughs, and we pay each other out, and it's a lot more pleasurable for everybody. I don't have any problems walking 10 Ks now, whereas 2.5 Ks was a struggle. So they're the sorts of things that just that little bit of improvement in food choices and my mental health has made to our family and me in particular, with how I feel about what I can do and that now, as opposed to how I used to feel trying to do those things before.
Yeah.
So,
and it's interesting that you've mentioned food choices. How much of an impact do you think those food choices had on your health or your family or your family's health?
Hasn't had a huge impact on my children's health. Not as well, one in particular, not as well as what he should. Caitlin does try some of the recipes. So she's a big one for trying different things. She eats a lot healthier, not as healthy as she could, but the biggest impact is both my husband and myself, because he's joined me on this journey, and he's been a really good support at home. We just get together and just do the meals. It's really simple now. We don't have to think about anything. So health-wise, that way, it's had a big impact on my husband, on me, some extent to the children, but they're early teens, so they might see those habits a bit clearer in the years to come about how we eat and have a relationship with food now, as opposed to how it used to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So so I suppose that's what I mean by like food choices and healthier choices.
Yeah.
Example, baked potato. I used to find the biggest potato in the bag, and I'd put that into the oven, and then I'd put lashings of butter on it before. Now I find about 100 grams of potato, and I'll put tzatziki on it instead.
Yeah.
So even for me to go and put butter on it now is like, do I really want to be doing that, or do I want to make a better choice? Like, that's how far the journey's come in the last 12 months. So, and they're just simple little things and simple swap outs that are actually really easy. So,
yeah. Oh, well, that was going to be my next question. Would you say it's been huge, been hard to make those changes to your lifestyle, or
no,
something that's manageable?
It's very, very sustainable. That's what I would say about this, is once you learn what all the different good foods are that keep you full and are actually really nice, you can swap them around, and you learn very quickly about what you can and can't do. I've eaten stuff in the last 12 months that I would never have even crossed my mind to even have, because I've just gone, oh, I don't think so. But overnight oats, that is the winner in our family for my husband and I. Absolutely, the overnight oats is the absolute winner. I never ate oats. I never ate porridge before. And that's now one of my favorite breakfasts or morning snacks to have. And, you know, chickpea curry. You know, I would never have eaten chickpeas in my life before, but that's actually a really, really nice recipe to have. I wouldn't have it every week, but it's something just to change it up. So the food choices and being able to have, you know, a biscuit at the end of the day, I think that was my lifesaver, is the fact I still got something sweet and felt like I wasn't missing out.
Yeah.
So having those 2 biscuits at night, and I still do it now over the Twisted Minis, or if I can get the Frotos on special. You know, even over those, sitting down and having a cup of tea or a hot chocolate with a couple of biscuits is the best thing at the end of the day, because you don't miss out on that sweetness. So
it sounds like you haven't missed out on you know, still eating all the yummy food, but you still managed to achieve your goal.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about, I suppose. Like, your one-liner is the thing that really, really sticks with me about this whole program. It's about consistency. It's not perfection. That's an amazing line, because it's so powerful, because it's so, so true. So I think, oh, well, you know, yeah, I might have gone out and had a burger at the pub the other night, but, you know, it's only one meal in the whole week. Yeah. And I'll just get back onto my normal breakfast tomorrow. So that's my mindset now. Whereas before I would have just gone, oh, well, I've blown it, I'll just continue to blow it, you know. So that has all changed. Like, it's not so much even the eating, Amelia, it's the way it changes how you think. Yeah. The whole program. So yeah.
You particularly have seen amazing results. So not everybody has the strength to see past the, you know, the old school diets and whatever, and have a new way of thinking about their health. You have seen amazing results, upwards of 20 kilos, I think, from memory, if you don't mind me sharing, in the last, and that was in less than 12 months. How, I guess what I really want to know is, how has that affected you emotionally or mentally? How has things changed for you in that time?
You know, it's the whole mindset. Like, it really is. It's how you think about it. Once you've stuck to these plans and you get to understand that you have to actually eat every couple of hours, you have to eat a good, decent amount of food, of good food, that in order to be able to do this, because otherwise, you know, you don't have the energy to do it. You get tired quickly if if there's more going out than going in to sustain that. And I know there always has to be a deficit there to lose weight, but that very first week, I thought, oh my goodness, I only ate 2 hours ago. How am I going to fit this stuff in for the morning snack? Do you know what I mean? Like, but as the week went along, it actually got easier to eat all of that, because it was like 6 mini meals, really. And you weren't eating a dinner plate at each of those meals. It was only a small portion, but enough to get you by for the next 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. And now I feel like I eat all day. I actually feel like I eat all day long. And people go, how much food are you consuming? Eating. Yeah. And, I suppose for the first little while, people didn't really notice anything different. But I hadn't seen some people for maybe 6 months, 4 months even. Yeah. And there was one guy that had to say, who's that? And his wife had to tell him who it was. And he knew me, not really well, but he knew me to have a chat with, and he had to ask his wife. His wife is now part of this group. Okay. Because of that. So I actually don't need to spruik it. I just need to see people.
You've lived
because,
it.
Yeah, and the before and after, people go, I never remember you being that size. I never remember you being that size, you know. But that's the biggest joy for me, is when people go, oh my goodness, you look amazing. How did you do it?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've had my chiropractor and her receptionist say, my goodness, look at you. What have you done? How did you do it? Blah, 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 blah. So they may join this family because, I don't know, maybe I'm a walking billboard, like not many of us that have got this success out of this program. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's been an amazing journey, and by any means it hasn't been hard.
Wow.
So
and when those, I think what I really want to know is when that guy didn't recognize you, or when people are saying, what have you done? Oh my God, you know, those things. Does that make you feel?
Oh, it makes me feel like, oh gosh, people actually notice, and all my hard work has paid off when people are saying these really positive things to me. So yeah, it's makes you feel really good. Yeah.
What does it do for your confidence?
It increases it, makes you feel about yourself, and you put yourself out there a little bit more, I think, because you feel so much better about yourself. So yeah, it's been a really, really good ride. Don't get me wrong, there's been weeks where I've just gone, you know, I just can't do it this week. But everybody has to go through that. And you know, sometimes you have, like over the Christmas and that, I didn't go overboard, but I just enjoyed the festive season, because I thought, you know what, I can just start again first week of the new year and put it all back into practice. And yeah, I think sometimes you just have to do that to reset, to refocus again.
Yep.
And just allow yourself those extras, you know. So, and once you know what you're doing, you know what you can and can't get away with as such, or know how to make better choices. You know, you don't have the second helping of dessert, but you have a little bit of dessert.
Yeah.
You know, maybe half of what you had the previous year, and not have the second helping. You know, but still enjoy it, and that's what I did. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's about the consistency, isn't it, as opposed to having a perfect week or a perfect day, or.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's where your one line comes in. You know, consistency trumps perfection, I think, is what you use.
Yeah.
And it's yeah. So it's
amazing.
It's been a great ride, put it that way.
I'm so glad for you. If you had to put it into one thing, what would you say is the biggest thing that you've learned through putting yourself first, through being consistent rather than striving for perfection? What would be the biggest thing, do you think, that would stick with you on your health journey from now
on? That if I look after myself, I can look after others. You know, better, I should say. You know, yeah, that's probably what it would be. So, because if I don't, like the last 3 weeks have been a bit of a struggle with exercise. So I haven't got out as much, but I can feel myself starting to get a bit, you know, a little bit, I need to get out. But I know I can't do the 5Ks at the moment. So I might just have to get on the bike or the rowing machine or something different for that. So, but yeah, getting out for my walks gives me a bit of a circuit breaker as well for dealing with the in-house family stuff all the time. So I miss that, and I think that's a big thing as well, is making sure I get out and get my exercise.
Yeah.
So it's something that I miss now, that I was very consistent with before, when I haven't been able to do it. So yeah, so
And
those things.
You said that that's when you take care of you, you can take care of others. So how does getting out for that walk help you look after the family?
It clears my mind to be able to come back and go, you know, things are less likely to get under my skin if I've got out and done some, you know, brain clearing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it gives you a different perspective when you come back, when you have to deal with, you know, bedtimes or children, or, you know, or just go, oh God, I've got to go down and do more work tonight. It just gives you that little bit of clearing of headspace to allow for that in a calmer manner as well. So yeah, that's a big thing now. Yeah,
that's your self-care. That's you looking after you first. And you know, it's that whole saying they tell us on the plane, put your own oxygen mask on before you try and help anybody else. And it is so true.
Absolutely. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I've got one last question for you, Yvonne, and thank you so much.
Okay.
If you were to come across somebody who was thinking about jumping on board with us, maybe they're sitting on the fence, what would you say to them?
A sporting tag, just do it.
Just do it.
It's what it is. Just do it. You won't regret it. If you trust the process, it will absolutely work for you. You know, I can't wait to see another lady who's joined this, who's sort of choosing 8-week programs as she goes, to see how she is in a couple of weeks' time, because she sort of got to the point that I did as well. And she had done amazingly up till Christmas, and I think she's still doing really, really well. I just need to check in on her a bit more often. So I'm trying to get her to come out and do park run with me.
Nice.
So yeah, so there's been a few that have joined, you know, based on what they've seen. And I think once you see someone that's gone on the journey, and people can see the difference in that person, I think that gives people the confidence to know that this program works. And the support here is amazing from everybody, yourself, just other women that are in the group, and our lovely man that joined the last one.
Yeah. It's good.
So that was really good too. But it's a very inclusive, supportive group as well. So that's the other thing.
Yeah, I think you need to take some credit for all of those people joining, because it's you that have been the inspiration for so many. And you know, like you said, just do it, because you are living proof that putting yourself first reaps so many rewards and benefits, and not just for you, for your family as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think you need to take a minute to just know that you are the inspiration for others as well.
Yeah.
Yvonne, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me this morning and share your story. I know that it can be a little bit overwhelming for some people, but I'm very grateful, and I cannot wait to see where you head in the next little journey for your health.
Yes, so that will be the next steps. Just need to get my muscles right, and then we can get onto some more stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's all a process, isn't it? Yeah. It
is. And injuries happen and all of that. So I've just got to get better at looking after that again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Well, thanks.